Hello everybody, thanks very much for tuning in. We are going live in a few minutes time. This is the YRP Coffee Morning. Cherisse, are you ready?
I am. Good morning.
Mia, you ready?
Yeah,
Christina, are you ready? Yeah. Yes, we've even got Annika Rice here today, so it's going to be fun. I'll say Annika Rice, it's funny. But yeah, we're going to have a really good time. Obviously, if you've got any questions or anything like that, please do write them in the comments. And of course, we'd like to hear from you. So yeah, enjoy. We're going live in about 2 minutes' time. Thank you. Hello everybody, thank you very much for tuning in today. Hi, we are live from the prop. There we go, say hello to everybody. There we go, here's just some of the team. Obviously we're here in the prop. Christina, what's the prop, just so that everybody knows?
It's our day centre.
There we go, yes, it was our day centre. Obviously, you know, lots changed during the pandemic and we'll touch upon that later on, but what happened here in the day centre?
So there'd be lots of activities going on for the day. There'd be a brush super dropping at 7:30 where our basic needs could be met of our clients. And we do fantastic things like art, CV, writing, and there should be someone on hand at the times when we need to talk, putting benefits claims in, getting doctor's appointments, arranging hospital appointments, anything and anything, really.
There we go, right, and we are still operational as an organisation, so we do have to bear that in mind. YRP has been around for 20 years as a registered charity, and we're celebrating that today during the coffee morning. But why is it so important that we have charities like YRP in the country serving the community? Because, Mia, I'll ask you that one. I'm going to put you on the spot. There you go.
I did not think that one was coming to me. I think it's really important because it's a missing gap at the moment. I think we're doing really good work. And given the pandemic, we're seeing even more of our needs in the community. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I think, you know, it's right to say that we served over 250 clients, wasn't it, in the end, through the pandemic. And of course, that number still continues to grow because, you know, people are still being affected by it because of jobs and things like that. So let's go over now. We're going to watch one of our first films of today. Here we are. And this should give you a bit of an understanding of YRP and what we're doing and why.
It's the coffee morning.
We are here for every person facing homelessness. Every hour, of every day. We are here because people cared, and people still care. We are the result of people coming together to feed the hungry and provide a warm, safe bed in the winter months. We are the continuation of what Woking Winter Watch started, but we are also the recognition that this was only the beginning. We are 20 years of learning, of hard work and compassion, of seeing people for who they are, born out of a strong community spirit and the desire to end homelessness in Woking together. We are the addiction counsellors, the outreach workers, the tenancy sustainment officers, the volunteers that share a belief that things can be different, that by learning lessons and finding new ways of tackling age-old problems, that we can finally bring an end to them. Not just for a night or a month, but forever. Every hour we spend, every late shift, every heartbreaking moment and moment of pure joy is that one step closer to making that a reality. Even when the unthinkable happens, we are here, we are ready, and we are determined. We look forward to a future when homelessness in Woking is no longer a reality. We are services, move-on accommodation, emergency shelters, a shoulder to lean on, a place to be safe and to be cared for, a lifeline for so many. We are York Road Project. Our work never stops, and we are ending homelessness together.
Wow, what a touching film. Cherisse, obviously that kind of brings tears to many of our eyes, but tell us about it. Why did that come about? Why was it so important to tell the story?
I think because York Road's changed so much in the almost 21 years of being a registered charity, and we wanted to get the message out there about the work that we do. And you know, everyone that we work with is an individual and should be treated as an individual. And it's a really powerful film. It shows the different types of staff skills that we have, from outreach, drug and alcohol workers, mental health workers, to our management team, admin team, fundraiser. And you know, we're still a small charity. Across the services, there's 22 of us, part-time, full-time. We have some volunteers as well that work with us to kind of help us look as good as we do from the outside. And it takes a lot. I'm really passionate about homelessness. I think it's something that needs to be discussed more. We've done a lot of work over the last 2 years during the pandemic to make sure that no one rough slept. We diversified our services to make sure that everyone that needed our help received that help. We worked closely with local authorities to make sure that everyone that needed somewhere had somewhere to go. I'm really proud of York Road. I think in what we've achieved, the staff team, the clients we work with, the great outcomes we've had for the clients, and the film just really shows that we are here, that we're going to be here, and that if anyone needs us, all they need to do is give us a call and we'll try and help them.
In terms of community, why is it so important that we're engaging more now, more than ever, with the local community? Why is it so important that we still have to spread the word of YRP and the work that we're doing?
It's a good question. There's so much of the community support us, but there's also a lot of education needs to go out to tell people about the client group that we work with. They are us. They are, individual people who've come from trauma. They've come from relationship breakdowns, and without the community, we really wouldn't be here. We were set up by the community. We were set up by local churches and people who really wanted to care and make sure that people had a food and a warm place to stay at night. Everyone deserves a warm place to stay at night, don't they? And we want to make sure that the community in Woking know who we are, what we do, but also we want to educate and get the community involved in who we are and what we do.
Obviously, the staff are so important in terms of what we do, and of course, the team has diversified quite significantly over the years, and of course, now we've got a tenancy sustainment officer as well, which is not only focusing on why somebody could be homeless now and of course getting them into a home, but obviously then keeping them in a home is really important as well. Just tell us about that quickly.
So York Road was a night shelter. It's moved and diversified into lots of things. We have move-on accommodation. And with that,
it's, we have an outreach team that go out and make sure that people who are rough sleeping are met with and brought in very quickly. But a tenancy sustainment officer is there for the end journey, the long-term journey. It's not just about housing people. You need to be able to give them that support, that assistance to move on and live independently. But independently could be 6 months, a year, or 2 years, and those tenancy sustainment officers really make sure that those people have all the skills and all the support they need, so that when they, they say, I'm okay, I don't need you anymore, that we know that that's okay. But if in 6 months' time they're struggling with a bill or something that they've not met, they need support around, we'll go and help them with that. And I think that's a big change for a lot of services. That's going to happen more and more, that housing first. I mean, Christina can speak a little bit about that, because she's been doing a lot of training on housing first, but, getting people in and wrapping a service around them and not leaving them.
Excellent, thank you very much. Obviously, we're going to be looking now at the outreach team. So let's have a look at a quick short video, and then we'll be back to talk to Christina about that. And of course, the impact that the pandemic obviously had on the services from York Road as well, because it did significantly impact us, and of course we had to modify HD Wells and the Woking Hotel, which was incredible, but we'll find out more about that in short. Absolutely incredible. Obviously, lots going on, and of course, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm running out of battery, but it's okay, because I've got a big mouth anyway, so it's fine. Thanks very much for tuning in. Of course, there's many different ways for you to donate. Simply head over to yorkroadproject.org.uk and click donate at the top right-hand side of your screen, as you can see on the screen now. Obviously, there is a new way of donating. The reason why we have to diversify the way that we allow you to donate is because the charity needs more money to operate. And of course, we need you and the local support. So our message really is that you can help us defeat homelessness together. So if you would like to donate today, simply text York Road Project 3 to 70085. That's York Road Project 3 to 70085 to donate just £3, or alternatively York Road Project 5 to 70085. That's York Road Project 5 to 70085 to donate £5. The text will be costing the donation amount that you choose, and of course one standard network rate message. Now let's talk to Christina then. Christina, obviously enjoying a cuppa there because it's the coffee morning, but York Road Project had to diversify the services quite significantly over the pandemic. We took over HG Wells Conference Centre, and that seemed like a bit of a headache at the time. I can remember looking at the huge kitchens in contrast to the small little kitchen that we had upstairs, and looking at, mattresses just scattered all over the place. But we had to obviously make sure that it was humane. We had to make sure that people had their individuality in their separate spaces. So tell us about that and how it came about, and kind of what we went through as an organisation.
Well, as for everyone, it was an incredibly difficult time. March 2020, suddenly overnight, everything had to change. It was really difficult for the staff and clients, managing our own emotions as well as trying to imagine people with complex needs, just having to move all of a sudden in one day. So we went over to HG Wells Conference Centre, provided just by Woking Borough Council, and we moved people out of our night shelter into local travel lodge as well. So we started off, as you said, with mattresses on the floor, which was a little bit crazy, just individual people with screens in between them. Obviously, that wasn't going to work for a long-term solution. So luckily enough, we were then supported by Woking Borough Council in getting Woking Hotel, which is attached to HG Wells Conference Centre with 22 beds. They were very, very quickly filled. It showed a lot more people homeless than what you would realise, a lot of hidden homeless, people sofa surfing, staying with friends, relationship breakdowns because of the pandemic and losing jobs, etc. So we had 10 purpose-built pods made in the conference centre, and a pod is essentially like a small shed, but more beautiful, with a bed, a TV, kettle, And again, they filled up quite quickly. So we've gone from an 11-bed night shelter supporting 32 clients in the hotel, and then also clients out and about in other hotels, and providing them with food, support, and anything that they needed, really. And it just said it was an overnight craziness. And we literally went through it as 174 people that we supported during that time. And that was with I have to look at my thing just to check. It was 603 timelines. So just to explain a bit more about a timeline, that would mean, as Cherisse was saying earlier about the different services, whether it's a criminal justice navigator, working with a mental health, working with a drug and alcohol worker for their needs, which is incredibly difficult at any time. But obviously during a pandemic, when all of those other services have kind of gone online, for our clients who want to see people face to face, it was a huge impact to them.
Absolutely incredible. And of course, it was the staff that really kind of worked tirelessly around the clock with it, but there were lots of endless long nights work there as well.
There was, and I think that it always shows YRP. I always say in a crisis we work best. Everyone kind of gets together. I'm not going to say there wasn't any tears or people worrying and stuff, but we pick each other up. We look after each other as much as we look after the clients. And we went to a 24-hour, 7-day service, which was a change for us as well. We had some new staff come on board because we needed to have extra staff on during the night as well to support the amount of clients. The building we were in was huge compared to our little tiny night shelter, and we weren't able to see people in such a social setting that we once would. It was all having to be done much more individually and going up to their bedrooms, knocking on the door. And
I'm going to call Lucy over. Lucy's going to join us because Lucy joined the team during the pandemic. Lucy, come and squeeze in here. I hope you've had a coffee. Have you got your coffee yet? You've just rushed back with the client. There we go. Lucy, say hello to everybody. Give everybody a wave. Lucy, you joined the team during the pandemic.
Yes.
You joined as what? And now what are you? What are you doing with the
I joined as a day support worker, day support coordinator it was actually. It's changed completely. I'm now a Waverley outreach worker. So whilst we were in the HD Worlds, I would say it was difficult, it was challenging, but at the same time it was actually quite nice to be under one roof all together, clients, staff, overall. There wasn't too much move-ons because of the pandemic, but however, it was nice because we got to know the clients a bit better and in a more in-depth way than we are now, I suppose, because being that they're at the shelter now, we're not always with them. And some of the clients that came from HD Worlds to the shelter with us back in October, there was still some there, so there was still that rapport with them.
What was the mood like amongst people? Because obviously, it was a pandemic. We were all very scared.
Worrying.
And, we unfortunately all lost somebody or know somebody that was lost to the pandemic. But so there was worry.
Unsure. Like everyone was a bit unsure. Don't know where we were going. What the government was going to. What was going to happen? Yeah.
So then obviously, so you've evolved from that coordinator role now looking after Waverley.
Yes.
Touch upon that very quickly then, because obviously we do, as an organisation, not only support clients here in Woking, but obviously defeating homelessness in Waverley as well.
Mm-hmm.
How is that going? What's it like over in Waverley? And how are the people over there?
It's going well. It's going well. Touch wood, there hasn't been too many rough sleeper reports, and we'd like to try and keep it that way. But we're just engaging with the ones that we have, and making sure they're supported moving forward. But I think it's really important to have a good relationship between us and Waverley Borough Council. And I've got really good connections and a good rapport with the staff there.
Fantastic. Why is it so important that obviously if somebody sees somebody that's rough sleeping or knows somebody that might be sofa surfing or something, why is it so important to report that, and how do people report that?
So to report it, depending on what area you're in, you would go to your local council. You can report it on StreetLink, which is a website for homeless. It's a website to report homelessness and the area, and it's very I can't say that
specific.
Word. Specific.
There we go. That's all right. No worries. It's too early in the morning. You need a coffee. Somebody get the kettle on.
Which is great because it actually StreetLink, you can get the correct location put down. So through local council, through Street Link, we would then go out and meet the person that's sleeping rough, engage with them, see if their local connection is where they are, and go from there, and then hopefully be able to help support them and guide them through and get them in somewhere.
Fantastic. Yeah, just to clarify, everybody, the link is on the website. So if you do spot somebody that is sleeping rough, that potentially hasn't been reported to us before, head over to streetlink.org.uk, or alternatively visit our website, yorkroadproject.org.uk. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. And I'm sorry for putting you on the spot.
It's all right.
You can shuffle off now. It's
Thanks.
okay. That's fine. The next
Bye.
person we'll be picking on is going to be Faye, because like I said, we've got Annika Rice here today. I think, Christina, you're looking forward to this, aren't you? So, Christina, very quickly then, obviously we've come out of the pandemic. We've got back in now to the prop. So just kind of give people a bit of an idea of what we're doing at the moment. I mean, we're still in limbo, aren't we? Because obviously we've just got some bits and pieces coming up, which are very exciting, and we'll be a bit nervous to share too much, and I'll get slapped if I do tell too much. But obviously, it's really important that we continue to support our clients and things. So where are we at the moment?
Yeah, well, it seems like a lifetime ago. Obviously, going through COVID and everything is still going on. Even returning back to our services was quite difficult because we had shared bedrooms. We had to change in the way we were providing the service there to make them single rooms. Obviously, losing rooms. Making the standard back up to having, clients got used to fridges and things and putting them into their rooms, and changing the way that getting them that more social aspect back, because obviously their mental health is difficult for them. We've kind of then not had that hugely social aspect, and bringing it back in. We've got lots of different things going on. We've got the shelter open 24 hours a day now. They're running cooking sessions and supporting and bidding with them for other properties. We've got the day centre here that currently at the moment is closed, but we are running as a day centre at the night shelter as well. So there's lots of activities and services going on there, but from a real person-centred place of what the clients want to do, not forcing change, but being part of the change, and a lot of it coming from the client themselves rather than us deciding what they should do.
How many beds have we got up on the night shelter?
We've got 10 now.
Okay, and then we've got move on properties as well.
We've got 19 beds across Woking and Wales.
Excellent stuff. And then obviously when somebody's ready to go into long-term accommodation, we found something for them. Just give us an idea, kind of an inkling, what happens next. So you've got somebody through, we've challenged, or we've dealt with some of the obstacles that potentially been in their way, talked to them, supported them and guided them. What next?
But once they're into the next property, well, the support doesn't end there. We have tenancy sustainment officers that are there to continue working with the person to get the support that they need. Because just as I said, homelessness is a much bigger thing than just not having a home. It's the support they need around their mental health, around lots of other drug, alcohol issues that they may have, trauma, as we touched on earlier, that trauma is deeply embedded in people from years prior. And kind of once they're given this house, which they think is the end of the cycle, it's not, because then they start realising all of these other tasks and things that come in their way. So we support them in getting everything that they need to get into the property, weekly phone calls, setting up bills and everything like that. And they're just kind of being there continuously whenever they need. If they get into trouble with paying rent or something goes wrong in the property and they're not quite sure what to do, making sure we're still on hand to either signpost or help them ourselves.
Fantastic. Mary's been in touch. What is your primary care need for clients at YRP? Are you okay to answer that, or Cherisse, are you going to answer that one? Who's going to answer?
Currently mental health.
Mental health.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, that's quite a broad variance across the.
So we have obviously contacts with mental health charities and things. We have our youth workers, our outreach workers as well, that are trained to kind of tackle some of those obstacles and things. So somebody comes in, what's the first kind of thing that if somebody approaches us, what's the first thing that our outreach worker would do?
Well, the first thing would be just to make that person comfortable. We don't want to come up with a barragement of what are you doing, what's going on, and fixing everything. It is literally a cup of tea. That is the first thing, a cup of tea. How are they? A listening ear and building trust, because this is a person that's been left out on their own. They're worried about approaching the community. And as we said earlier, we want to be part of that community. We are part of that community. And a cup of tea, and it's a long way to find out how we can best help them.
Fantastic. Right, I'm going to go and quickly say hello to those over enjoying cups of tea and coffee and cake. Thank you very much, Christina. And just give us all a wave. Give us all a wave. Right, we've got a quick video, and then we will be back with the team, and I'm going to have a chat with Faye, because we're going to be sending Faye off in a short while as well. So let's have a look at this then. This is all about the staff at YRP. I need a video camera. Right, I'm running around here with my laptop, but here we go. Who made these?
I made these.
Oh, Mia,
It's my attempt at icing there.
they're all right. They're
They're
look
not
great.
bad, are they?
No, I mean, you should have seen my attempt. I gave up, and let's just say it looked like Kat's had a bit of an accident. That's what I'm saying. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm picking on you, aren't I? Obviously, you've joined us not so long ago, really.
No.
How are you finding the role that you're in, and what is the role that you're doing, Natasha?
I am the assertive outreach worker, so I focus on the mental health and well-being of our clients. And yeah, I've been here 5 months now.
So obviously we spoke about mental health being the primary support need for our clients. Why is it so important then? And obviously there is your blog post on our website. Check it out, yorkroadproject.org.uk. But why is it so important that you talk and just have that open conversation with these clients?
It's so important, and it's important because starting with a cup of tea, it makes it less formal. People are more likely to open up. It breaks down those barriers. And it's just also listening. Listening is so important. Once they feel comfortable and start to speak, listening to their needs and building that relationship is just really important.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your contribution with the cakes. I look forward to having a yummy one. There we go. YRP stands for York Road Project. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got going on then. This is the Coffee Morning from York Road Project. That picture up the top there is Julian, and well, it was edited, and you see the little cup that we see here. I actually really want some of those cups made. Our campaigns are available right now. You can host a coffee morning. If you'd like to host a coffee morning, simply head over to our website, yorkroadproject.org.uk, and click on host a coffee morning. Or alternatively, if you'd like to make a donation, you can click on the right hand box, which is help us donate. You can donate many other ways, including our website, but also you can donate via direct debit. If you'd like to set up a direct debit, you can, protected by the direct debit scheme, and we are regulated by the fundraising regulator and ICO, so please do go and check it out, yorkroadproject.org.uk, and click on donate right at the top. It's really, really easy. Right, let's have a look at the wraparound support then that we provide our clients. Oh, welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. We are York Road Project, defeating homelessness together. Natasha, Mia, here we go. Hello, you two as well. There we go. Right, we have been celebrating and obviously enjoying cakes and whatnot. But joining me in the studio, I like this. This is so funny. In the studio is Faye. Oh, Annika Rice. Look, there we go. Oh, look at you. You look beautiful, Faye. Faye, are you ready to do a runner up to our night shelter then?
Ready.
There we go. So, right, you start making your way over to the night shelter then. And we're going to see how long it takes her. No. Right, Faye, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to cut you off of the studio right now. Sweating and panting all the way up to the high streets. She's just disconnected from the Wi-Fi and going on her mobile data, by the way. So if you're wondering why it kind of was a little bit jumpy, it's just because she was jumping off. So she'll be back with us in a short while when she's up at the night shelter, where she'll be taking us and just having a look through. But look at her body cam, right? Look, here we go. She's literally sprinting. She's actually sprinting up there, like under the railway bridge. She is actually literally doing it's like a marathon. Right, I tell you what, sponsor Faye. If you want to make a donation, get over to our website, yorkroadproject.org.uk. This is hilarious. This is well worth getting up for in the morning. I'm glad she had a coffee. But she'll be up there in, well, a couple of seconds by the looks of it. Blimey, my money's on her. And up at the front is Faye. There we go. Right, so yorkroadproject.org.uk. That is the website to visit to make a donation. Please do spare a few pennies. And of course, if you'd like to take part in the raffle that's going to be taking place this evening as well, you can do so by simply clicking on the link on our website. Faye is literally pegging it. Look at this. It's absolutely fantastic. We're getting a tour of Woking. We are. There we go. Body camera and everything. Thank you very much, Faye, and I'm sure you can hear us. Hello, clients and everybody else that's walking by. Right, so we're going to let her dash off and we'll go back. We're going to quickly relook at the YRP film. Those who've just joined us, this is a really important message, so please do check it out.
We are here for every person facing homelessness. every hour of every day. We are here because people cared and people still care. We are the result of people coming together to feed the hungry and provide a warm, safe bed in the winter months. We are the continuation of what Woking Winter Watch started, but we are also the recognition that this was only the beginning. We are 20 years of learning, of hard work and compassion, of seeing people for who they are, born out of a strong community spirit and the desire to end homelessness in Woking together. We are the addiction counsellors, the outreach workers, the tenancy sustainment officers, the volunteers that share a belief that things can be different, that by learning lessons and finding new ways of tackling age-old problems, that we can finally bring an end to them. Not just for a night or a month, but forever. Every hour we spend, every late shift, every heartbreaking moment and moment of pure joy is that one step closer to making that a reality. Even when the unthinkable happens, we are here, we are ready, and we are determined. We look forward to a future when homelessness in Woking is no longer a reality. We are services, move on accommodation, emergency shelters, a shoulder to lean on, a place to be safe and to be cared for, a lifeline for so many. We are York Road Project. Our work never stops, and we are ending homelessness together.
Oh, excuse me while I wipe the tears away. I tell you what, that's such an emotional video. It's absolutely fantastic. But it goes to show, obviously, there's so many people involved in making sure that our clients are looked after. But it isn't just about the staff. It's also about you in the community. We are defeating homelessness together after all. So any contribution that you can make, whether you're an organisation, faith group, a community group that get together and meet up and do knitting Wednesdays or whatever you might do, if you can make, I don't know, there's loads of different groups.
Well, there is.
Knitting Wednesdays, anything. Right, Mark has sent a message in then with a question. Why are there so many people experiencing homelessness in and around Woking and, of course, Surrey?
It's a good question. I actually think that homelessness is actually reducing across definitely Woking, but across Surrey in general. When I started here 4 years ago, we had 18 rough sleepers out on the streets of Woking, and during the pandemic, it was 0. The last rough sleeper count in November was 2, which I think is phenomenal. And I think in general across Surrey, there's been a real change, a real focus on ending homelessness. There's government grants that have come through, the rough sleeper initiatives, because, it's 2022, rough sleeping shouldn't exist. Yeah. It shouldn't. It does, but it shouldn't. But I genuinely believe that in Surrey, it is much less than it has been.
Right, let's cross over to Faye, because Faye is in the night shelter, like Annika Rice. Right, let's see if everyone wants to watch this. So, Faye, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Faye, give us a tour. Tell us what's about the night shelter then.
We can barely hear you.
Tell us about the night shelter.
Tell you about the night shelter. Well, I can tell you it's significantly warmer in here than it is out there. Right, the night shelter. So I am at the moment in the main living room, kitchen area of the night shelter. We've got our great big TV screen up there. I'm going to turn it around. Anyone who doesn't want to be on film, please duck now. This is the main living room and kitchen area. This is where our guys cook our meals every evening, and our staff are here to support them to do that as well. Our little home kitchen, which I'm happy to say is nice and tidy.
Absolutely
we also
fantastic.
Have our kitchen area. Next to our kitchen area, we have our living room. There's people ducking out of the way.
That's I feel like Philip Schofield here right now.
Go around to our computer
outside
area.
to show us how secure the building is. Just show us the build. Oh, look, we've got IT suite there as well, so people can do some work and CVs and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is CV writing, logging on to do your universal credits, bidding for properties, looking for jobs, you name it. We'll give it a shot on these computers.
So go and speak to the staff, Faye. Go and speak to the staff.
I'll go.
How they.
Everybody duck, everybody duck. Camera coming through. Right then, the guys want to speak to you. It's okay, we've only got Facebook and most have walked in. So this is our wonderful Cherry Ann. She's, how long have you been with us, Cherry Ann?
Since 17th of November, January.
So this is what month 3 you're in.
So, Cherry Ann, how are you finding the role?
How are you finding it at York Road?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
And how are you finding the clients? Are they behaving?
How are you finding the clients? Are they behaving?
They are behaving. People. Thumbs up.
Fantastic. Who else have we got there?
We've got the wonderful James.
James. So James, you've recently joined us. Tell us about your role.
Tell us about your role, James.
My role is, for a start, is fulfilling. It's helping enable people to sustain a more fulfilling and natural life that fits in the parameters of society better.
Fantastic. Are we able to see a bedroom, Faye, or is there not one available?
Yes, yes.
We are. Fantastic. Let's go and have a look at the bedroom then. James, show the way.
They're just getting themselves sorted now.
That's right. So how do you feel? You're like Fern Cotton meets Annika Wright. We're going to set you a couple of challenges in a minute. We're going to send you around the house to find some bits.
Challenges, yes, make my day.
You wait.
When Albert.
Somebody at the door. It's a postman. There we go.
Oh, that's a shot.
And if you just tuned in, thanks very much for visiting. I'm speechless now. There we go. YorkRoadProject.org.uk is our website to make a donation or to find out more about us. It's really important that we are defeating homelessness together. And of course, we'll be talking very shortly about stigma attached to homelessness. So here is one of the bedrooms. Faye, talk us through it.
Okay, so all of our bedrooms, although they're different shapes and sizes, they come with some standard items. All our clients have access to a TV. They've got a bed, various cupboards and drawers. They also have access to a mini fridge. Perfect if you've got anyone who's independent or they just want to start taking control of their own shopping. All are single bedrooms. This one is particularly beautiful and tidy, as you can see. Not the largest of spaces, but it's far better than being on the streets. And actually, as you can see, the guys make it quite nice and homely. We even have rugs.
Nice rugs as well. Hi, Albert. Albert, tell us, how long have you been with us?
How long have you been at York Road?
Well, I've been working with York Road since 2009, but I actually moved to, I actually joined York Road permanent 18th of February.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's been amazing working with York Road.
Hey, well, there we go. Well, thank you for helping us defeat homelessness, Albert.
Say that again.
I said, thanks for helping us defeat homelessness. There we go. Right, Faye, go back downstairs then, because we're going to set you a challenge.
Okie dokie. This is where I get lost and everybody laughs at me.
Right, so I'll wait until you're at the bottom of the stairs because I don't want you to fall down them and running down the stairs or anything like that. Please do be careful.
Yeah, these steps are very steep.
Scary ground.
There we go. Right, do you know what? I need a coffee. Right, so the first item you need to find, Faye, is a pot noodle.
A pot noodle?
10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, you failed. You failed that. It's in the kitchen.
I have copper soups.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, the next one then, you have to find us a toothbrush.
Toothbrush.
Upstairs.
20 seconds. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I failed.
You got fast there.
Oh.
Copper soup.
All right, one last thing then. You've got to find us a toilet roll.
I know where the toilet is.
10, 9,
It's engaged.
6, 5, 4, 3,
Well, I
2,
found it, but it's engaged.
1. Now, what would have been funny is if you opened the top, no, it wouldn't have been. And if you've just tuned in, you can make a donation to York Road Project at yorkroadproject.org.uk. Let's find out about the 2 campaigns that are running here on York Road Project's website. So at the moment, this is the Coffee Morning with York Road Project, and we have 2 opportunities for you to get involved and to defeat homelessness together with us. You can either host your own coffee fundraiser if you're a community group or something like that, or alternatively, you can help us with a donation. Simply visit our website, yorkroadproject.org.uk, or alternatively, you can text us. It's available on the website, yorkroadproject.org.uk. So, Faye, you're still there? You look knackered. Right, well, no one's told you yet, but you've got 2 minutes to get back. No, I'm only joking. We'll see you here, but, give us a wave. Get the staff and give us a wave. Thanks, guys. Where's everybody? Where's Cherry Ann gone? She hiding.
They wanted you to say goodbye.
Take care. Right, there we go. That was Faye. Thank you very much, Faye. We'll see you back here in a short while. Now, we've got a couple of more questions. These questions are going to be fired through right now. So obviously, we spoke about homelessness and the challenges. We do really have to touch upon, though, what services are available to those who want to sleep rough, because we have to recognise that there are some people out in the community that want to sleep rough. Who's okay to answer that question?
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Mia,
sure.
Zoom in, come back, come.
Zoom in as
there
well.
we go.
Wow. So we have a lot of services available. We run some services here. We allow rough sleepers to come in each day during set times to have showers, wash their clothes, give them access to food parcels, that kind of thing. There's some other great projects running in the community. We work alongside the Lighthouse, and they offer great drop-in services for tea and coffee and toast and new clothes, all sorts. We also do a lot of rough sleeper walks to go out and check on those that we are aware of, just to check in and have a chat.
Excellent stuff. And why is it really important that we're out there doing those rough sleeper walks and kind of getting to know and understand why people are out there?
I think it's really important for us to be able to offer the right kind of service and support available, and that involves talking to our clients and finding out their needs and how we can best support them.
Excellent stuff. Thank you. Lucy, question for you then. Waverley, is it the same over in Waverley, or do you not have anybody rough sleeping at the moment?
We have a few rough sleepers at the moment. There is one in, I do believe, Hazelmere that we do go out and see on a regular basis. I'm actually going out tomorrow with one of my colleagues from Waverley, and we're meeting him in a coffee shop tomorrow morning. It's a bit difficult being that it's in Waverley. Here we have a great team of and network, and there's different, like you said, there's Lighthouse. Whereas in Waverley, we're still sort of approaching them, finding the places to meet. But coffee shops and things like that, it's brilliant. It's neutral ground, and everyone loves to have a coffee. So.
Fabulous. Marlon, what role is it you're doing in the YRP?
Hello, so I'm one of the housing sustainment officers here, and what I tend to do is get people into temporary housing in one of our roads. We've got Guildford, we've got Guildford Road, we've also got, what other ones? We've got Campbell Road as well. So we get people into those properties, make them feel wanted, help them out with any responsibilities that they feel like they need to get up and running, get them back into work, etc.
Fabulous, thank you. Christina is doing a wonderful job at being the camera person. If you could come closer though, because I've got to press a button. But stay tuned. This is YRP's Coffee Morning, and of course, you can get involved by making a donation, or if you've got questions or anything like that for us. We've still got around 15 minutes left. It's not as nerve-wracking as we thought, is it, Cherisse and Christina? It's fine. There we go. Right, so outreach workers then, question for you. What are the first few things an outreach worker focuses on when coming across someone new now experiencing homelessness?
Go on, Tash.
That's a really bad angle.
You look wonderful. You look wonderful.
So when we come across someone new, it's just introducing ourselves and having that casual conversation about who we are, what we can offer them, and then it's in their hands. Then they can make them feel comfortable to come into the service. And like you say, they might not want to come in straight away. It might be a few catch-ups, coffee, and just sort of getting to know one another, building that relationship, and meeting their needs and what they want to get out of the service.
Fantastic. And then obviously once you've established what their needs are, then you put them in touch with the relevant workers, relevant signposting services and things like that as well. In terms of obviously homelessness, there's a stigma attached to it. Obviously, what would your message be to somebody that's listening in at the moment?
That it can happen to absolutely anyone, and I think the pandemic's proved that to us. Just if you need help, reach out for it and get talking.
Fabulous. You can see on the ding dong, somebody's at the door. Oh, Faye is back. Annika Rice is back. Did you know that many of us are only 2 paychecks away from being homelessness? That's that's a harsh fact, but it is a reality as well. I know that if I didn't get paid, I'd be out on the streets. I'd be begging somebody for money, that's for sure. Okay, fabulous. Let's ask the next question then. 20 years of the charity, how far has it come? What's the biggest change? Cherisse, that's one for you. What's the biggest change for YRP over the 20 years? I think the biggest one that comes to my mind is actually our own properties, isn't it?
So for me, there's so much. I mean, I'm very passionate. I started out as an outreach worker, so for me, it's support people off the streets and into accommodation, wrapping support around them. Biggest changes are, it started off as a soup kitchen, set up by churches. Local people want to give back to the community. We are now part of a community. We want our clients to be part of that community. There's so much that's different. That stigma is still around, but we're changing it every day. As Natasha just said, anyone can become homeless. Me, you. I really like, us all to treat people how they want to be treated. Our ethos, our values, what's core about York Road is that we're a diverse group of staff with a diverse group of clients. And together we can make some really brilliant outcomes. We've, with the support of local authorities, we've housed over 50% of the people through the pandemic. They're in long-term accommodation, some are in full-time employment. Sorry, I get really fast because I'm so passionate about what we do here. It's a fantastic charity, and I'm saying that as the chief exec, but it is a fantastic charity. I've been with it for 4 years. Faye, who's been running around, she's in her 8th year. There's so much more to come. There's some exciting things on the horizon that I can't really disclose, but around the day centre, making it more community focused. Our clients belong to this community, and they should be accepted by the community.
Yeah, most definitely. You're seeing on screen now, there are a number of reasons people may be experiencing homelessness: social causes, personal circumstances, and a variety of life events. These include disabilities, trauma, unemployment, housing shortages, poverty. They simply can't get home. And that's something else that we should touch upon, really, is the fact that there are people that come into us and say, look, I simply cannot get home. And actually, I've got to pick your brains, Christina, in a short while about a story that you told me, and I think that would be quite prevalent around somebody that was behind McDonald's one time. But again, somebody that just did not want to go home and ended up getting relevant support and getting back home. And sometimes we just have to fund a train ticket, isn't it? That's as simple as that. So it's not just about drugs and alcohol, and that's what we're kind of pushing out there. It's about a number of things. It could be mental health. It could be that they've just come out of prison and they haven't got somewhere to go. Or alternatively, they've come back from the forces. And that is something that is quite common as well. So please don't judge a book by its cover. And of course, what we always say is, don't go and hand somebody the cash in the streets. Come to or go to a local charity or organisation that is there to support, and then use streetlink.org.uk to report that person that may be experiencing homelessness. And of course, if you're somebody watching right now that might be sofa surfing and things like that, a reminder to you that there are services and things that you can do. Reach out to us and we can put you in touch through signposting to the relevant services that are available. we're going to celebrate something now. Obviously, there was one fantastic success recently, and that was around Waverley. And of course, Waverley is a different area that we service that obviously Lucy touched upon. But let's have a look at that. Did you know this? Waverley outreach worker has worked closely with Alistair whilst collaborating with Waverley Borough Council to find him a home. And of course, Alistair moved into his own home and is extremely thankful to us and the council for their support. And of course, there's a picture of Alistair celebrating with his keys to the property and of course, getting all settled in there. But it's fantastic to see a client move into a property. So well done. Round of applause for obviously the team. Obviously, Lucy, you've done some great work with Alistair, which is great. And of course, you know, there's some great work going on around the team with a number of people, but it's just making sure that people understand that, you know, we work collaboratively with the local council, Waverley Borough Council, Woking Borough Councils. We get to really understand each individual client's needs. And we, you know, also work closely with Surrey Police. And it's safe to say, you know, we have to, because, you know, there are a number of clients that we have to be, you know, aware of and obviously provide support to. So it's all of that. Faye, come over. Are you recovered yet? Do you want a cake, love? Here we go. Do you want to have a chocolate cake? We're going to challenge you now to eat a cake.
I can actually eat.
Oh no, you can't! I'm going to end up killing it. We'll find you one. We'll find you one that you can eat a little bit later. There we go. But are you recovered now?
I am recovered.
So in 8 years of being with this wonderful charity, what's been kind of your standout moment, other than having a child, of course?
That wasn't technically part of the charity, but that was a big moment for me. Yeah. To be honest with you, York Road has so evolved since I got here. When I first started, we were tiny. We were just this little organization running ourselves out of this tiny little night shelter, which I've just taken you around to visit. The day centre was run out of that tiny little space. We've grown and evolved. Our staff team's got so much larger. We're able to reach more areas. I'm quite artistic in some respects, and so I've always loved the kind of community engagement, taking part in for example, the charity pancake race in Woking Town Centre, looking after the Horsell Common, working with as many different agencies as we can do to try and help our guys not only reintegrate into our community, but the community kind of welcome them into it as well. So many aspects. I'm pretty lucky with the job I do, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. And how have you survived 8 years?
How have I survived? You make it sound like hard. I actually love what I do. It's.
I'm just going to start interrupting. I'm sorry, but it's a certain person's birthday tomorrow. And whilst you've got cake here, we thought we'd step in. So, Stephen, do you wish I would eat the cake?
Not on camera.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
I wished for lots of donations. So please go and vote, donate. Vote for me. Oh, you put me on the spot. I'm definitely not. I eat like a horse, so you definitely don't want to see me. No, you definitely don't want to see me eating a chocolate cake on camera. I'm sure we'll get Lucy to do that later or something like that. Yeah, we'll put you on the spot. But as we were saying, obviously I was showing you the website there. There's lots of things that we've been and done throughout the years. And it's been, you know, we've had staff come and go, we've had clients come and go, but that is how charities operate. And it's really important that we understand and recognize that. But it's also, really important that we recognize that, the economy changes, things, life experiences, the pandemic, all of these things had a significant impact on so many people's lives. And of course, it's just really good to kind of take this moment and kind of reflect back, isn't it, on some of the great things. So thank you for sharing. I'll quickly check in with the rest of them. What's been your kind of highlight of being with the charity so far?
Oh God, it's a hard one. There's been so many. Just working with my clients and getting them the relevant support they need. Had a few successes, so yeah. just being such a good team.
Lots of smiley faces down the bottom there. I don't know if you can spot any familiar faces. My favourite picture is Marlon's though. Marlon, you've got such a cheesy grin. Look at that. I mean, if I could zoom in, I would, just to put it on the spot. Mia, your highlight of being with York Road Project so far?
Oh, there's been many. Following on from Tash, because I agree with all those. Also, the sleep out that we did. Yeah. That was so much fun, and
it was cold.
It was cold, but it was great to be a part of, and it was my first sleep out, so I really enjoyed that.
It was my first sleep out too. It's great fun.
Well done, well done, Lucy.
I think the be all end all is making a difference and making an impact on people's lives that when they're at rock bottom, and just trying to help, as you said, starting off a conversation with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and just being there and making sure that people are aware that we're there. We're there to support, to help, guide, anything that they need. So yeah, it's just overall, it's just great fun.
Fabulous, Marlon.
Yeah, just going on from whatever half the team just said, is that, you know, working with a great team, and obviously, you know, I just love to see clients get back on their feet, building up on their self-esteem and having tremendous confidence and that responsibility to look after themselves in their own little homes.
Fabulous, Christina.
Mine's quite a weird one, actually. So we were kindly invited many years ago to a theatre production of Kathy, which is written about a homeless person, and we were invited to take clients with us. And for many clients, it was the first time they'd ever been to a theatre production. One client had never been to London before, and we went to Chinatown beforehand and had a Chinese, went to Trafalgar Square and climbed on the lions. We had a really, really fun day, and that's why the funding's so important, is it's not just doing the basics, it's taking them out to just forget about things for a day and have a lot of fun. One client cried at the end, which was a little bit too emotional for me, but they were leading the way home and telling us all what the streets to get through, and it was just a great day.
I obviously touched upon that very special story earlier on. In a nutshell, somebody was sleeping behind McDonald's, wasn't they?
They were actually in McDonald's, and they'd been sitting in McDonald's for quite a long time and then popping behind, and it was quite an unusual story. We were called, our fantastic outreach team went out to go and see them. They'd actually hadn't got the grades they needed at university and were really scared to tell their parents, so decided to leave and come quite far away, and in that route been mugged, so they didn't have a phone or anything. We managed to get them back here to our prop, call the university, who said they could resit, and bring his family, who were extremely happy to come pick him up. And it was a really quick turnaround, within a couple of hours, but just what a lovely story. If we hadn't been here, he might have just waited a bit longer, and that's how people end up staying on the streets, because there just isn't that instant pickup and get years down the line.
Thank you, Christina. Cherisse, then, finishing off on you then, 20 years of York Road Project. Come and squeeze in. Can we light the candles again for York Road Project's 20 years?
Oh, that is close.
I got my birthday card as well. There we go. Oh, thank you. There we go. Right, we've got a lighter. There's no fire alarms or anything above. But 20 years of York Road Project as a registered charity. Some fantastic work. Lots of people through the doors. What's been your proudest moment in the 4 or 5 years that you've been with us?
That's such a good question. Just listening to everyone else talk, it's like fills me with so much pride. There's so many I can't like the sleep outs that I've done. My first one, my second one, my third one. I thought I would get to not do them anymore. Like for me as a person, I've learned I'm growing constantly in the role. Like the staff team, the way that they are, I learn from them. I suppose my highlight is, it probably sounds a bit weird, but like being the voice for people with no voice, helping people who don't know how to ask for help, listening, being empathetic, compassionate, coming from a place of calm, and just like, for me, I suppose the change in the organisation, the different types of people that have come through, the staff teams that have gone on to different things but have held the culture and the ethos and the values of York Road, and just kind of like what's ahead for us. It sounds weird to say it's exciting when you're talking about homelessness, but we've got so much ahead of us to help those people, because as much as we want to end homelessness together, we've still got a lot of work to do.
Excellent stuff. Well, we've blown the candles out then. 20 years of YRP. Woo! There we go. And here's to 20 more years of YRP. Let's just quickly have a recap before we end today then. And a reminder that obviously if you are struggling or if you need to talk to somebody, there's always somebody out there. Talking is really important, and this is what it's all about. The coffee mornings is encouraging you to have a conversation with somebody. You never know, if you spoke to a stranger and you said hello to somebody as you walked by that looked a little bit miserable, that hello may just have saved somebody's life. So please do say hello to somebody. And yeah, from us all at YRP, thank you very much for tuning in to the Coffee Morning. Okay, cool. So very, very quickly then, York Road Project, we're here and we're YRP. The work we do makes a huge difference in people's lives. Our outreach workers always are out and about. And the accommodation team and volunteers are always working at the shelter too. Admin and back office teams fundraising and making sure the charity continues its great work, like me. And all supported by a team of volunteer trustees. Hello, Beryl and team, for your support as well. Thank you very much. York Road Project, defeating homelessness together. We are here and our values are empowerment, inclusion and belief, because we believe that everybody has the right to a home. We believe that you should all be empowered to obviously work freely and actually live as one, and of course just get out there. But if you are struggling, don't panic, don't worry, you're not alone. We are here, and there are a number of charities that you can talk to around a number of things. So reach out. And of course, if you spot somebody experiencing homelessness, or if maybe you're sofa surfing, head over to streetlink.org.uk. But more importantly, thank you so much to you, the community, for all of your love and support. We are defeating homelessness together, and you can make a donation at yorkroadproject.org.uk. That's yorkroadproject.org.uk. Or alternatively, very fancy now, you can even text us to make a donation. It's really, really easy. To find out more, simply go on our website and click on donate at the top right. But to donate £3, text York Road Project 3 to 70085. That's York Road Project 3 to 70085. Or to donate £5, text York Road Project 5 to 70085. That's York Road Project 5 to 70085. Text costs the donation price plus one standard message, and you'll be opting in to receive more information about the work that we do and the fundraising that we do as an organisation. So that's once again York Road Project, and the amount to 70085. Text charged at that donation price and one standard rate message. Oh, that's all the terms and conditions. I feel like Philip Schofield, and I need a cup of tea and a cake now. So thank you so much for everybody out there in the community for tuning in. And I'm going to leave you once again with a few short films, and then of course leave you to get on with your days. If you would like to host a coffee morning or make a donation, all the information is available at yorkroadproject.org.uk.